Welcome to Two Gents, where two seasoned gents take on the hard truths of life, success, and responsibility. In a world where the rules don't bend for us, these gents believe in doing the work, owning the struggle, and inspiring others to take action. So, pull up a chair.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Two Gents Podcast. And we got the mic out here. As Byron Glass called Pastor Riggins, the mic. And it's so much going on. When I say this, it's a lot that's going on out there. Pastor Riggins, I know you had a rough day at school. You just told me, and I can only envy you. That's all I can do is I give my hands up to you. I say, Pastor, you're a better man than me. It's a hard profession these days.
It's a hard job, but somebody got to do it.
Yeah, you can't give up on the kids because they do represent our future. And as we get going in this, I just want to say, Pastor, have you heard some of the stuff that's going on? I really don't want to tie us down tonight to just one subject matter because it was a lot of things that happened today.
Yeah, well, I know they passed the bill for the Epstein files. I'm telling you what's going on with that. There are two narratives going on.
Mm-hmm.
The first narrative is Trump has looked and said, okay, I can't beat him, so let me join him. And what he's hoping is that it'll get tied up in investigations because he said investigate the Democrats. And the Justice Department says, okay, y'all say release the files, but we can't release it because it's an ongoing investigation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the Republicans are the ones who are worried about, especially those ones in the House, because elections coming next year, they want to be on record and going against it. And the senators are starting to think among themselves, okay, if the bottom fall out, we have J.D. Vance. And we could control J.D. Vance better than we could control Trump. So they may be hedging bets on J.D. Vance being Gerald Ford. Now, the redistricting stuff has come up. And guess what? A judge threw out that Texas stuff.
I got it right here.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad you brought it up.
Now, let me tell you why. Because in other states, like in California and other states, there was an election in which the people approved it. When you have an election and it's approved at the ballot box, that's one way. But when you just ram it through a legislature, how can a legislature gerrymander their own body without the people approving the redistricting? Let me say it again. It's like you and I being on the board, we change the rules for ourselves, but the people we serve can't have a voice in it.
I agree with you, Pastor. And you know what? I'm
New controversial congressional map.
Yeah, this decision is a major setback for President Trump, who's been pushing redistricting to boost Republican representation in Washington. The map would have drastically changed 3 Houston area districts, all held by Democrats. We're talking districts 18, 29, and 9, and could have given Republicans up to 5 additional congressional seats. Civil rights groups argues the map would have weakened minority voting power. We have team coverage tonight, starting with Jason Miles, who is live from Houston's Congressional District 18, which has gotten most of the attention on this topic. Jason?
Yeah, I caught up with the 2 candidates already heading into a runoff to try and replace the late Sylvester Turner in a seat long held, of course, by Sheila Jackson Lee. They say talking about maps has been a hallmark of this campaign. Just 2 weeks after a special election sent them to a runoff in the 18th Congressional District, opponents Amanda Edwards and Christian Menifee are on the same page today.
it's fantastic news.
And I am glad that the court has determined that this is wrong.
A 3-judge panel, including a Trump appointee, ruled that Texas cannot use its new congressional map for the 2026 midterm election and will instead need to stick with a map passed in 2021. In District 18, it means the map you see on the left will remain in place.
I think this is from start to finish been wrong. It was intended to dilute the voter strength of Black and brown voices and voters in this district.
I'm so grateful that the 3-judge panel ruled the way that they did. This will go up to the Supreme Court soon, and I hope they make the right decision as well.
One judge wrote in his ruling that politics played a role in drawing the new map, which was passed by the Republican-controlled legislature, but that substantial evidence also shows that Texas racially gerrymandered the map. In a press
Pastor, you heard that. That's just one of the things that's going on today. So, I want to get your opinion though, because I know that we both listen to the news, and I want to say this. I got my Byron Glass starter growth going, trying to catch up to Byron. Got a long way to go. Don't laugh at me. I'm gonna try to catch up to Byron. I hope Byron calls in, and I hope that he's listening in and he's on his way home. But Pastor, you just heard that. You know the candidates. You know both of them been in Houston for a long time, and one of them has a history of going against the norm by suing people. So, Pastor, what do you think about the two candidates and your thoughts?
Man, District 18 has been handicapped in a lot of ways because of the lengthy years of Sheila Jackson Lee. It's become, Barbara Jordan was there first, am I right?
Yeah, Barbara was there, and then Mickey Leland.
Then Mickey Leland ended up in a plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sheila Jackson Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So it became like a rite of passage. That's how Sylvester Turner ended up with it.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Bishop James Dixon kind of toyed with it.
He sure did.
So these newcomers, because I remember last couple of times, maybe a couple of elections ago, a guy was running against Sheila Jackson Lee, maybe like in 2019, 2020. Must have been 2020, running against Sheila Jackson Lee. And I went to the African American Association Fellowship of African American Pastors. He came and spoke. He didn't have a fighting chance.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Good ideas, but he didn't have a fighting chance because it's one of those districts where celebrity or name recognition wins.
Mm-hmm.
So whichever one of these candidates have the biggest name recognition in Houston, popularity is the one that's going to win it. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Personally, I would love to represent the area if I had some property in the area, but I don't have brand name recognition.
You would be a good candidate, Pastor, because
no, you got to understand that. I mean, if I ever wanted to run for something, I probably should have ran when Lena Hidalgo, when she surprised everybody and won the Harris County.
Won for sheriff.
Yeah, because at that point, nobody didn't know nobody. She was just 28 years old. I was in my 40s. I could threw my hat in the ring. African American guys show up with a baby looking face with freckles or whatever, because it's all it was. I mean, they don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
And talking with some sense, and I might would have won that. But because that was like, you have to catch politics, local politics, you got to catch them
at the right time.
The right time. Timing is everything. So right now, these people have a better chance because all the known names, Sylvester Turner, Lord, God rest his soul, is gone. She's gone. Sheila Jackson Lee, Lord rest her soul. So now these people are new on the scene. So if somebody like Yolanda Jones jumped into it, what's her name? She would have pushed him out because her name was more name recognition. Nobody could run against Al Green right now. He could turn upside down and come land in the wheelchair sideways, he's gonna win because of name recognition. And that's what I'm saying. So whoever has the greatest name recognition in this case is the one that's gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
To me, you talk both in a sack and throw them out the sack. It's a half a dozen. What is it? Six to half a dozen. They're both the same to me. Just one happen to be male or female.
You know what surprised me this morning as I was looking at the news. It's funny how stuff changed. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, how y'all doing out there?
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening to you too. I think that's Sean.
Yeah, it's Sean.
Yeah. So, hey, Sean, how you doing? But the thing about it this morning, Pastor, when we woke up this morning, they was explaining on the news that these two people were just running for the finishing of Sylvester Turner's term.
Yeah.
Then the new gerrymander map was going to take place, and they was going to have to run again, but under the new gerrymander map when his term was up. They was going to have
the new gerrymander map. They wouldn't have no district.
Yeah, but they would still have. It would be a different district, but it was drawn up different. But the thing that I'm talking, the thing that gets me is this morning we was on the perception that it was going to be that everything was going to be different. But this appellate court, a federal appellate court or whoever it was, turned it and said that no, we're going to have to go back to whatever the map was as before, and we're going to have to run it like that. But they still appealing it. I don't know. I should have left it on with Kim Paxton.
No, Menifee says he thinks it's going to go to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, though, the Supreme Court in each one of these cases, in every one of these states, have said, no, we're not taking that. Because let me tell you something. As much as people try to say the Supreme Court is loaded, conservative, and it's Trump's court, these people are not robots.
No.
They hear Trump saying, go do this. And for them to acquiesce to whatever Trump wants means that the Supreme Court loses its power, and the only one that has power is executive office.
You know what, Pastor? I'm starting to see this song. I'm starting to hear this song in my ears right now. It sounds like London Bridges start falling down. London Bridges falling down, falling down, falling down. I hear that song in my mind, and this is the reason why I hear it, because this right here.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking, and I got a good report today, Pastor. I was on Urban View today with Karen Hunter earlier. Mm-hmm. I got on. We had a decent conversation. Didn't get kicked out. So I'm just telling you. Mm-hmm. Look at this. It was only one nay on the Republican side that didn't vote.
And guess what? That's why I wanted Baron Glass on here.
Yeah.
Clay Higgins from Louisiana. That's why I wanted Baron Glass on here. Tell me about Clay Higgins. Now, know why he did it? I believe he wanted Trump.
And who else from Louisiana? Mike Johnson.
Yeah, but Clay Higgins is the only one he's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson from Louisiana.
You know, I know, and if you're out there listening, I know we jumped from where we was, and it didn't seem like it involved national media, but you know, when they start changing the maps across the United States of America, mm-hmm. It was based on what Trump ordered the governor of Texas to do, and that's the reason why I wanted to jump in there. It's not because me and Pastor are right here in Houston, but that's something that we need to touch on.
The Senate has unanimously agrees. The Senate 100-0. The Senate still bill to Trump this once it receives in the House. They already voted. Once we get it, it's going.
That's good.
Now,
the only thing it's got to do is go to
now some people think Trump done scrubbed it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe Trump scrubbed it. I believe Trump thinks that is plan B or plan C is for the Justice Department start saying, well, we're gonna go to court and we got to release because we got investigations. But everybody be on record saying let's do it, but it's marked down in the court system. And all it's gonna do is make Trump look even worse because they're gonna know that the Justice Department is doing Trump's bidding.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. I'm listening.
Rock and roll place.
And you know, I wish Byron would come on. I know he's probably out there listening. If you have to call in and we have to hear the air in that convertible car that you're driving, it's okay. We just want to hear your voice because I want to hear what you got to say about your your fair state, that one person that held out.
Higgins.
When Mike Johnson even voted yes.
434, 534 people said yes, and the only one say no is Clay Higgins for Louisiana. I want to know why. Because it's 434 it's 34, 35 in the House and 100 in the Senate. You gotta know the math.
Mm-hmm.
And so there you got it. There you have it. 534 to 1.
Mm-hmm. You know, Pastor, I was looking at this earlier when it passed in the House, and I just want to do this. Let's see if
to release the Epstein files. And now the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, says that since it has the president's support, he could hold a vote as soon as today. Let's get off the sidelines and head into the arena. My panel is here. We're also going to start with CNN Chief Congressional Correspondent Manu Raju and CNN Senior White House Correspondent Kristen Holmes. Manu, first to you. This timeline, pretty quick. Now, Manu appears to be talking to Thomas Massie, so maybe we'll just listen in to this for a second.
Right, not just to do a discharge petition and get it passed through the House, but to get the Senate to pass it and get the White House to sign it. We're not there yet, but when we get there, this is not a subpoena. This is a law.
And so you are confident that these documents will ultimately come out, even if the president tries to fight this?
Yes, I'm confident. And that we sort of, we know when they're out because we know what some of these lists, who some of the men are. I don't have the names in my head right now. The ultimate thing that we could do is read the names on the floor of the House, and that could happen, but what needs to happen is the FBI needs to release these names.
Is that something you might do if he resists this, if the DOJ releases this? Could you go to the floor and read these names?
We absolutely would do that. Marjorie would do that. I would do that. There are Democrats who would do that. And but that's not the right path forward. That's the last.
I know y'all heard that, Pastor. I want you to comment on that. I saw you step up and was trying to listen in.
Yeah, here's what happened. See, when they have classified documents, congressmen and people in the know on these committees already know what's in those files. They know. They only tried to make it a law so that it would not come through with it as matter of official gossip or leaks.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to be fully, officially part of the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can fight. If Bill Clinton is in it, if J.P. Morgan Chase is in it, if Trump is in it, if some prominent Democrats are in there, prominent Republicans, let it all be said. If this man was, see, a lot of that, remember a few shows back, I said, politics is all about the money.
Mm-hmm.
Epstein is a financier. So he's full of dark money and light money. Money that's right and money that's wrong.
Mm.
So he's pumping money into your stuff and on the side giving you some sweet stuff that's illegal. Meaning underage girls, it's gonna be out there.
I'm glad you brought that up. Give me just 1 second. I want to respond to what you just got through saying. And y'all probably gonna hear it soon. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but Epstein donated money to a lot of people that's in politics. A lot of people. I'm not saying that he blackmailed. I'm not saying that they were on the airplane, that they ever went to the island. But one of the people that he donated money to, I'm just gonna say it because they brought it up on the floor anyway, was Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
Donated money back in, it wasn't recently, but he donated money back early in his campaign. So that just proves what Pastor is saying.
He was a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
He could have given money to nobody can. Now, if a person receives money from him and finds out the money came from a place, a source that's just like Barack Obama gave Jeremiah Wright's money back or whatever,
mm-hmm.
or distanced himself from him, and if somebody gave money back to him because they found out, that's one thing. But you can't say, in other words, I could be that's why I tell you politics is real dirty. I could be a bishop I decided to run for District 18. People started putting money into my campaign. All of a sudden, somebody give me a lot of money, and they find out this person is running a prostitute house. Now, what did I do?
Now you stuck.
Now, well, two things. If you gave it to me legally, how do I know where the money came from if it came from the prostitute house? But if it did, if I find out and sure of it, and I feel like it's compromising me and my ethics, I'm going to give the money back.
So, Pastor,
It doesn't mean it's illegal. It means that it's shading me the wrong way. See, that's what I'm saying. Politics is very gray in a lot of politics. But the Bible scripture says the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous.
Absolutely. So you know I'm coming at you.
You got to know how to leverage what is right and what is wrong, and what to receive and not to receive.
So, Pastor, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you as a pastor this
Motion
time.
detected in the front yard.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna cut that off. But I'm asking you as a pastor this time, not as a co-host of this show. So I just won the lottery. I want to donate 10% of my money to your church. It's over $1 billion that I just won. Do you take it or do you turn it down?
I take it. Let me tell you why I take it. I just read you told the scripture. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. I'm not calling you wicked. So if the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous, that means that anything that's out there is available if I receive it the right way. Now, if I go chasing you for that money, I'm wrong. If I start petitioning you for that money, because it means I become gluttonous, and also I'm seeking out the money because I know that if money coming to the ministry, some of that money is coming to me, I'm wrong. But if you belong to my church, or even if you don't belong to the church, and come to me and says, I have $1 million or $10 million to give to this church. It could come from generations of people with the money. And in those generations, it could have been slave owners, if it's an Anglo-American person. It can come from somebody winning the lotto. I had nothing to do with it. They bought a $2 ticket. The money, that $2 ticket went to Education of Texas. And they won this money. I'm going to take the money, bless it, and pray for divine guidance and vision of how to best maximize the use of that money for ministry.
And that's the way I wish everybody would. That's the way I wish everybody would.
First of all, there's not a scripture that says, thou shalt not gamble. If you find it, I want you to give me text and verse right now. But the Bible does say, do not try to get rich quick. The Bible does say, do not be gluttonous. And the Bible does say, do not take advantage of people for money. So your relationship with money has to be God first. God is your source. Everything else is a resource. So if you happen to win a lump sum of money or be given a lump sum of money and want to give it into the ministry, God already created it anyway. It's been perverted somewhere, some way, and now you're going to bring it here and let God us use it for the glory of God. There's nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely.
But if I heard you won a lotto and come chase you for the money, that's where it's wrong. Because I'm trying to get rich quick, or I'm trying to put pressure on you for something that don't belong to me. That's what goes wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get $2 out of it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When I lay offer to church, I do not beg for money. The last thing we do at a church, what I pastor all the time, is to raise the offering. We tell you how to give in person and online. Now, when I have capital investment Sunday, every fifth Sunday, I want you to invest in the ministry. I always start out as the first one. I'm giving 500, I'm giving 700, whatever I'm going to give today, 350. You want to tell me what you're going to give, but I'm going to be the first one to give and say what I'm giving, because I'm not going to ask for capital investment, but I'll be being an example and a leader. And give whatever you decide to give.
I hear you, Pastor. And you know, that's the reason why I could ask you that question, because I've been knowing you for a long time. Hey, Sean, I went back to find, I'm going to go back and find where I saw that information at, because it was brought up on the House today. It was a Republican that brought it out. I was skeptical about it. The only reason why I brought it up on the show today was because I heard Pastor talking about money. But you see where we went with money. You know, I'm going to try to get...
Sean, what you said is true. On Friday, Trump asked the DOJ to open investigations to Democrats and Epstein files. And some people are worried that once Trump signed the bill, that the DOJ is going to say, y'all say we can do it, but now we've opened an investigation. Because it's under investigation, we can't release it. And that's why that Massey is saying, if they put us into a corner, we're going to get on the House floor and start calling names. Remember, this is not a Democrat that's pushing this. He said, me and Martin Taylor Greene going to get on the House floor. There is truth to it, Sean. On Friday, he started saying, investigate Democrats. By Sunday, he says, hey, after they tried to keep those people part of the situation room and everything, trying not to have to vote. But then he says, oh, y'all can vote. Because he's thinking that the technicality is going to be, they won't release it because of the investigation going on.
Mm-hmm. Sean, I'm trying to get you. You know what I want you to do. I got the number up earlier tonight. If you want to engage in the conversation or feel like you want to call in, anybody that's out there, we invite you to engage in the conversation. And as we go forward, move forward in this show, I'm going to put your comment back up in just a minute, Sean. The number is 832-856-5964. And I think I got it working. I got my keypad up. So if you call into the show, I can get you right up tonight. So,
hey, Ron, what's this that's blocking me? It's blocking my view, all this right here.
Where is this?
It's
right here?
Yeah.
That's the comments. That's the only way I'm able to keep it with the comments. I can take it off. You talking about that right there?
All right. Yeah, man. Hey, you blocking the whole. You blocking the mic.
I'm sorry, Pastor. Didn't want to block the show. Didn't want to block you out, Pastor. But anyway, that's how I know if the comments coming up. But I got them up right now. Sean said, this is what Sean says. Sean says, any truth to that?
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I said, yes, there's truth to it. There's, he had the Democrat. He said to open up. Now, will they be able to stand on it? Will they be able to move on it? I don't know.
Pastor, you know,
will they be able to say we're not gonna show up because we have an investigation? I don't know. We're gonna see.
And that's what I like about our show, because we can pivot. We can pivot based on what's going on in the local news. So, Sean, I hope he answered your question. If not, you know the number, 832-856-5964. You can test me tonight. Anybody else that's out there that's listening in, because I see people coming in. If you want to call in, you're welcome to call in. We love to hear your opinion. Me and Pastor Riggins are out here tonight. Normally we start off on our subject and we go with it. So, Sean, that Pastor Sean responded to you. So there go his comment. He said, yes, thank you. And like us, Sean is not the only one out there, but I'm just saying, if you want to come in, you want to call in, we want to encourage you to call in and come on. Pastor, I'm going to tell you something. Leadership is I did this show tonight, and leadership truly makes a difference. The type of leadership that's leading the different parties make a big difference in how everything is handled and where it goes. You know, before we got on the air, I went out, I was looking at social media, and Sean, that's where I found out about that guy that was on the House floor today. He was a Republican. I didn't get his name. I should have wrote down his name and posted and got a copy of it. But Jasmine Crockett is the only one I'm seeing out there responding to anything that's going on, especially the release of the Epstein file. I haven't seen the major leaders or nothing.
Massey.
Huh?
That's Massey was on the House floor. He's the one that wrote the bill.
Was that Massey?
His name is Massey.
And was he the one that brought up about Hakeem Jeffries?
Oh, I don't know, but he the one that wrote the bill though. Yeah,
I'm gonna look. I'm trying to look. If y'all don't see me in the face, I'm trying to look for it, because I
and love. And if he bring it up, he's trying to let the Republicans know that while y'all think we're trying to go after Trump, in other words, people on both sides be connected to this man. But they're trying to get down to whoever's a pedophile, and if it includes Trump, he has to go.
You know what I didn't like, Pastor, about these Epstein files, and I'm gonna say this, and I said it during the show a while back when we first started talking about Epstein being a part of this. They didn't give the victims immunity in this thing. They gave the people that were involved in it, like Trump and all the rest of them, that Prince and all the rest of them. They gave them immunity, and Epstein that's the reason why partially the reason why he accepted the deal like he did, because they could have put him away for life, but he accepted the deal, giving them immunity so their names would never get out there, and that's, to me, that's wrong. And then the Republicans come back and say they say they want to protect the victims. They don't want them to go through a double being exposed twice. They don't want them to suffer again. Well, you had an opportunity to do that when you first sent Epstein to jail. You didn't try to go after those people. You gave them total immunity. I ain't never seen no court case like that.
Well, the reason why, because they protected a whole lot of people that's real rich with a whole lot of money. And on top of that, Epstein's brother is the one that's leaking stuff about Trump involved with Epstein, and even the thing about Trump committing some type of act with Bubba. You heard about that?
You say again?
Trump committing some type of sexual act with Bubba.
With Bubba?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Bubba?
You know who Bubba is? The nickname for Bubba?
Oh,
Bill Clinton.
Yeah. I thought that was his brother. I thought he had a brother they called Bubba. They called Bill Clinton Bubba?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. We got somebody out there that I know that you know too.
Yes, sir.
Michael John Moore.
Here's the deal. Let me tell you. See, y'all understand. Trump was a Democrat all the way till he decided to run.
Mm-hmm.
See, so and Epstein's brother believed Epstein was killed. There are 2 minutes. There are 2 minutes of the tape that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So the young lady who's down in Bryan College Station, Maxine,
all the way to Texas, under Governor Abbott, the person that you got control over.
Yeah, Maxine, whatever, right?
Maxine, I forgot her name. I'll find it. Go ahead.
Personally, I think they gave her a choice. Hey, they gave her a choice. You don't know anything about Trump. You're gonna live the rest of your time in prison like you're in a clubhouse, doing whatever you want to do. Or you do know something about Trump, and your day is gonna be few. I believe they gave her a choice. They talked with over 9 hours and gave her a choice. You either gonna live in Bryan College Station, luxuriously in prison, get you whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Because Trump had nothing to do with this. Or if you say Trump has something to do with this, you're gonna go meet Epstein. I believe it.
Or Trump's gonna give you that big pardon when he comes out of office, and if he gives it to you, it's gonna take away her immunity. He can't give it to her right now, because then she don't have no reason not to testify before whatever committee calls her, because they took away her. She gave it out. She free. She out. There ain't nothing that can send her back to jail if Trump.
No, but I believe they dangle over her the end of her days. Because Trump got these congresswomen in them and brought them in the situation room. Like we're about to go to war with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I begged them not to tell.
That's crazy, you know.
Begging not to vote. Yeah.
You hear about that. You hear about that in third world countries. You don't hear about that in normal democracy. But that should tell you something right there. If he gonna take her into the only place where can't nobody else record in there, can't nobody else do anything. If he gonna take her into that room, and what is it called, Pastor? Situation room, We done seen it many times with Harrison Ford and probably Morgan Freeman and everybody. It's just a select group of people sitting around the table.
Obama, when they got Osama bin Laden, they show screenshots of the Situation Room.
Absolutely.
The bill is headed to Trump's desk right now.
Good. I'm glad you're keeping up with it, Pastor, because I can't keep up with it and keep up with what's going on. Michael Deshaun Moore, I just want to say happy. It's good to see you. Glad you're out there. And I know you're on the East Coast listening in. Tell your wife we said, Shamika, we said hi. And tell them boys, they got to keep doing it. We want to see them on Sundays. When we're not on the air, we want to see them on Sundays. So it's a lot going on.
Half of MAGA done turned against Trump.
Yeah.
Look, think about it. Says if you watch the BBC and other news, they got all the details. Because Prince Andrew's involved in that. That's how he got stripped of his title.
Midas report. Yeah. I'm just throwing names out there that y'all can go out there and get information from, and they give you it from a different perspective that maybe because a lot of the stuff on the Midas touch, as soon as it happens, you can go out there and check it out. They're not trying to get numbers. They're not asking for money on the air. They're not asking you to watch their program and all the rest of that. But go out there and get your information from a reliable source, somebody that's not getting anything in return. And Pastor, I would be remiss if I don't go back to the topic. Let me see what Mike D is saying before we go. Mike is on his way to a doctorate degree. Sundays may have to wait a bit. I understand, Mike. You keep making that achievement because that's good to hear you on your way to a doctorate degree. Don't give up, man. Keep on going. And I'm glad that you got an opportunity to succeed, man. As I look at our topic, leadership truly makes a difference. It doesn't, Pastor. I did a show not too long ago. And this is what got me. And I'm going to tell you what got me was this. You got our social media leaders. And I was talking about the major leaders in the party. That's what I wanted to do the show about tonight. But I was listening to them bicker back and forth. You didn't get the time right. You didn't get the date right. You didn't get this right. You shouldn't be talking about what I'm doing. Pastor, I can't understand that. And it's mostly people that look like us. Yard. And I'm sorry, that's my phone. I'm gonna cut that down again. But it's mostly people that look like us. In social media that's out there they got bigger platforms than we ever have. Why are they bickering among each other?
Yeah. Man, it's because it's the crab in the bucket syndrome. Like the Breakfast Club think they own all the rights to everything, culturally and politically. And then they be trying to go against Roland Martin sometimes. And it's sad.
Just think about it. We're trying to get the midterms, Pastor. I don't want to relive that show that I did. But if we're trying to go to midterms, and on our side, if me and Pastor Riggins and Byron Glass going at each other, they go get another platform and they go after what I'm saying and what everybody else is saying, what purpose is that serving? I can't follow it. And are they so big that they just think that their audience, they can control their audience and they just got to be the man with the message, the man that's in control of everything? Is it something that I'm missing, Pastor? Because both of them got big platforms. One talking about the other one. Then they friends, and here's where I really get confused, because then they have friends on one side that's going with the Breakfast Club. I don't like calling no names. Breakfast Club going with Roland Martin on the other hand. And then you have people coming back and they saying, hey, I don't know what's going on. It's so many other stuff that you could be talking about. Like we've been talking about just politics so far. There's so many other stuff that normal people, the people that that your voice is going out to. Your voice is going out to as normal, everyday citizens going to work. They just missed their federal checks, air traffic control. You just got the Epstein files released, and all this information on the table, and you going after each other. Help me Pastor, understand, please.
What it is, man, it's just that, like Michael Moore is saying, one of them want to be right. It's ego. It's the whole misinformation about us versus them that's been set up from slave mentality of the one who's in the house, the one who's in the field.
Willie Lynch.
Yeah, Willie Lynch. Divide and conquer. And as Michael was saying, sometimes they argue with someone else due to the lack of knowledge about the topic. The one who knows more about politics is Roland Martin. The one who understands the culture the best is the Breakfast Club. Why don't he take his knowledge about what's really going on in politics and merge in with what's going on with the culture, or what they know about the culture and try to learn about what's going on in politics, and they work together, and the 1-2 punch is to the crossing each other up.
Educate.
In other words, you remember, wrestling is fake. I'm not talking about the wrestling.
Yeah, I know WWE and all the rest of that.
You get down on knees and you do the pins and all that. That's real wrestling. But WWE and WWF and all the other kind of stuff they used to have back in the day, all that's fake. But remember, sometimes like they'll get into a wrestling match, and two enemies are going back and forth with each other, fighting each other. And then some other people show up at the ring, and all of a sudden those two enemies become tag team and jump on other people coming up at the ring. Right? That's what Roland Martin and Breakfast Club need to do. They can say we need to stop fighting each other. Find us a common goal, a common purpose, a common enemy we need to have one. And let's do the 1-2 punch on them.
You know, Pastor, and I'm gonna take this a step further because I wasn't gonna go here, but I think I'm gonna go here anyway. See, one of them has an audience that's built. They get a paycheck from whatever media that they come from, iHeartRadio, the different medias that run the Breakfast Club and all the rest of that. The other one, Roland Martin gets his money, and I'm not downing him. Don't y'all ever say that. Don't. I got a comment I got to bring up on Mike D. But don't ever say that I'm downing him. But Roland Martin gets money from everyday people making donations to his platform. He gets people making donations to his platform. But see, the thing about that, and Pastor going this is going all tie back. See, he does that on his platform, but what people don't realize is that he's getting paid from YouTube, all the rest of the people that Facebook, based on numbers. So he
monetizing.
Yeah, so he's monetizing his platform to get paid, and you paying into it. But I can't understand why a person that has that much knowledge, that knows the government, can make a call and get the correct situation. But you mean to tell me you can't call another brother that's out there and instead of fighting with him? Even Stephen A. got into it. You know.
Now you telling me this. Let me tell you what's going on. Let me tell you this.
I'm gonna have Mike come in while you're talking.
Well, Stephen A. coming into it. Some of it is attention-seeking behavior. Because Stephen A. is new to the game politically. So now it sounds like whoever can get the most attention out of it is just want to be heard. Michael,
I want you to listen to Sean's comment afterwards.
Top of the head makes him Breakfast Club look non-credible to you younger, uninformed listeners. But see, Michael, here's the problem. The younger, uninformed listeners rather listen to the Breakfast Club because they think they got swag. Rather listen to Roland Martin because they think that he's old and washed up as an old, middle-aged man for his appeal. And that's what the problem of it is. Roland Martin has the knowledge they need. Breakfast Club got the look that they want or the style that they want.
It's coming, Sean. You know what? Let me just say this. I'm gonna ask Sean's comment. I'm glad you read Mike D's. And if I walked over, go ahead and read it again, Pastor, because I think
Mike said Roland knows more about the culture, but his intelligence about the top of the head makes Breakfast Club look incredible to you younger uninformed listeners. But see, the uninformed listeners don't even know that they're uninformed. Breakfast Club could say tomorrow, by this time next week, the sky is green. And people are going to be saying, I don't know if it'll turn green, but Breakfast Club said it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to look up tomorrow and just look out the window just to see. No, I knew it was going to be green, but Breakfast Club said it. Because why? They got weight. If Breakfast Club say something, they got weight.
And I'm going to add to that. And the real reason why I think
that's right. People pay for drama.
And the real reason why I added that in is because we need to know there was 90 million people out there that didn't vote in the last election. And they ain't coming to the polls if both of y'all are out there fighting, pulling, because the Breakfast Club is pulling a younger vote away from not even saying, I want to go vote.
No, every time you say that, I don't like to hear that. You can say
I know you don't. I don't like to put it out there, but it's true.
I believe there may have been 70 million people that didn't vote, and 20 million votes got purged. You guys keep that in mind that when they keep saying that's what they want you to say. 90 million people didn't vote. That's why if people really want Trump, they should have went voted. No. Yeah, more people should have voted to overwhelm the purge. But I don't think it's 90 million that didn't vote. Maybe 70 or 60 million didn't vote, and the 30 million that purged? You know, even the dark blue counties, they purged and made it light blue. And in counties that would have been purple, they made it red.
Mm-hmm.
They purged votes for to lose enough in every state. And when Trump wins that state, he gets all the electoral college for that state. Biden got played because Biden lied.
The Democratic Party got played if that's the case, because Biden was out of it by then. So
no. That's the problem. See, that's why she fell out with Biden. Biden is the president of the United States until January the 21st, 2025. Biden got played. He first lied. Leadership matters. That's what the topic is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leadership matters.
Leadership truly makes a difference, and you're absolutely right. That's where the failure started. But even if the failure started there, in order to we should be able to keep ourselves in line.
Here's what happened. Biden said, I'm running for the soul of the nation, 2020. I will not run again. I just want to win to save our democracy. He lied. If he would have stepped aside in 2022 and let them have full primaries, it would have set up a stronger position. But in spite of all that, with 97 days or 93 days, the woman raised $1 billion and it was snowballing into the election. And then on election night, people were stunned. The way it was falling like dominoes because votes was being purged.
Mm-hmm.
Biden should have said, let me tell you what, because remember Trump in 2020, he didn't want to accept the election, say that he didn't get beat, and went home. Didn't even want to come to inauguration. Biden was not even running no more. He had nothing to lose but his reputation, his dignity, and an American citizen. He could have stood up and fought nail and tooth for Kamala Harris and said, we will not certify this election until we get to the bottom of why votes are missing. Leadership makes a difference.
Leadership does make a difference, Pastor, and I'm not going to ever deny that. But we have to get the proper leadership in, and we also have to get the people that's around us that's saying that they know about politics and they know how everything runs and how it connects back and forth. We have to get those people on the same page because, believe it or not, that youth that's out there is that's going to become part of the vote when it comes time to have an election in the midterms. Some of them can't vote right now, but they're coming up on their vote. We're going to need them too. So we all need to get on the same page or at least get to a place where we agree, like we agree, like Sean is saying in there. And I don't never. Oh, Mike, I missed your comment. I'm sorry. Rick Ross said in the song, we have to.
Well, destroy before we can elevate.
I don't know how much further we can go down, Mike. I really don't.
Sean is agreeing to what I'm saying about Biden.
Mm-hmm.
See, I believe, people want to say, I believe that Trump did not win. Now, who won? The Heritage Foundation, Project 2025. Trump illegally stole the election, but who won? Who won? The Heritage Foundation, Project 2025.
So, Pastor, let me ask you a question. Based on what you're saying, and you telling me who won and all the rest of that, do you think that at this point they're turning their back on Trump? And that's the reason why we're singing that song, London the Bridges is Falling Down, because everything he tried to implement is wrong?
Trump has been a poster boy.
Mm-hmm.
But if the poster boy is a pedophile, or might be a pedophile, J.D. Vance is a better pedophile than that. He's a good Christian man married to a Muslim or whatever, or to some other religion she is. But he's clean as a whistle. I mean, he don't even like single ladies with cats. He's an all-American family man.
Mm-hmm.
And then at least he'll listen to Trump. Ain't halfway listening to them people. Trump trying to do one thing: save himself out of jail and put money in his pocket. Even as the Prince of Saudi Arabia today, it's all about money to Trump.
Wait a minute. You brought up more money, so we're gonna. That's one of the subjects that was brought up on the Karen Hunter show today. And one of the things that they brought up was about what's his son-in-law name?
I know, Jared Kushner.
Jared Kushner.
Kushner.
Jared Kushner got $2 billion from the government to rebuild Gaza.
Yeah.
If everything goes right, America's going to be in charge of it. But guess what Jared Kushner has within his power is $2 billion. What land do you think he's going to buy in Gaza with that $2 billion? Right on the shoreline.
Yeah. And he's a Jew. I'm not anti-Semitic, but I'm telling you the facts. You taking a Jewish person to go rebuild Gaza. So now we're not fighting you with war, we're fighting you with what? Economics.
The peanut farmers, Mike. The peanut farmers out there. I mean, they suffering. They voted this guy in. Everybody's saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. You could have went out there and voted your best interest, but you decided not to vote your best interest. You went with the red mega hat.
Now they're tearing up the hats.
Now you can't find nobody.
I'm gonna take back the beef tariff. I'm gonna take back this tariff. I'm gonna take back that tariff. He's just pulling at straws.
Hey,
I want the straw to go get. Like an orange jumpsuit or white and black striped one. Put on them slippers and go sit down. That's what I want him to do.
You know what they never
orange or black and white striped suit. Put on the slippers that go with it. Get behind them boys and sit down.
You know what they never gonna do, Pat?
Under the jailhouse.
You know what they never gonna do? They never gonna do what you just said. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why they're not gonna do it. Because he's setting it up where he has all these health issues. They coming out slowly. They rolling them out and he denying them.
Yeah.
But it's building up to a point that they
healthiest president ever lived now, right?
Oh, now, that's what he's saying.
His ankles big, his blood all over him, everything. He wants you to see all that. So they're gonna do he wanna be like, okay, don't put me in jail, just let me go to the old folks' home somewhere. On an island outside the United States, or go to Russia in the old folks' home.
I guarantee he's gonna be pissing on himself and everything because he got
he already doing that, man.
I'm just saying. All that stuff
doing that. He used number 2 and number 1 on himself. Did you even see when that day when the man passed out in the White House? There's a guy close to him, and he can't even. They said, look at his face. That guy was close to not the guy that passed out, but another guy was close to Trump. The smell is so horrible. He got trying to hold his breath. Trump. Let me stop.
I mean, you can't change your health condition. You got a health condition.
Well, quit trying to act like better than everybody else.
Don't get on the airways and tell us that you great. Everything's fantastic. When you went to get that MRI, that man said that was the best he had ever seen. That doctor just laid it out, just gave him a throne that he was standing on. So I'm just saying, We need to come up with term limit. We need to come up with an age limit, Pastor, on
Here's
the
what-
on the presidential thing.
Trump projects who he is to other people. Ladies on a plane, reporter from Bloomberg, asking about the Epstein files. He don't want to talk. Quiet, piggy, quiet, piggy, quiet. You piggy? No, all of a sudden in your mind, you'll call somebody a piggy because you feel like a pig. I'm telling you, he projects. I can't make this up. He projects on himself to other people. Why would you call a woman like what? If I'm trying to argue about something, Ron, why would I call you something that are not even relevant? I should say Ron or Mr. Spikes. Why would I call you piggy? Because you feel like a pig. You won't call someone else a pig.
And it's sad that that person represents the United States of America. It's sad. You know, just imagine what we've been going through. Just imagine. I mean, you know, even I'm gonna bring up Mike D. What Mike D said. They said when Jimmy Carter was in office, if a peanut farmer can do it, so can I. That motto hasn't changed. It's like anybody can be the president of the United States. 30. Come on, Pastor. Give me the rundown. How many?
34.
34 criminal charges against him.
No.
Yep.
Convicted.
Convicted. Come on, I'm gonna let you do it.
34 convicted felons. And now he's trying to get the Supreme Court to intervene and see if they can go to New York and throw it out.
Oh.
State charges. You can't throw out state charges.
And let me give you a piece of news, Pastor, that you can go out there and Google. What's her name? James out of New York City?
Letitia James.
Letitia James, that case that she has against Trump is thrown out.
No. The one that Trump is trying to bring against her and James Comey.
Oh yeah, the one that he's trying to bring against her, but the one has been thrown out.
About a pretty faced looking lady prosecutor that's never even practiced law that way, just a lawyer that does deeds and all that kind of stuff. And she went into a grand jury and illegally presented everything the wrong way in the grand jury, just to try to get some charges on both of them, and they're getting thrown out.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm not disagreeing with you, but here's the other thing, Pastor. The charges that Letitia James brought against him for fraud, all those billions of properties and all the rest of that, how he exaggerated the cost and all of that, they just threw that out of court earlier today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, you know.
But that was a civil lawsuit.
Yeah, it's civil. Yeah.
Right. So on civil, you can act upon a civil. You can't undo somebody. Okay, unless they can find out I did not do the crime, and I got convicted, then they can go back and say, no, he didn't really have to, his DNA was not there. But in Trump case of this thing about he signed the checks to Stormy Daniels and all that. He signed all the checks.
So let me ask you a question,
He
Pastor.
used the campaign fund to keep her quiet while he tried to run for president. That's what he got. That's what the 34 felonies are.
I know somebody sitting out there going to ask the same question. So Epstein file comes out. It's got all this information that's available that's out there. What do you think? And based on the amount of Republicans that came across the aisle to agree with what's going on, if it's worse information out there right now, what do you think they're gonna do with it? I'm just curious. John, you can chime in on that too.
I believe that if they have what they say they have, young underage girls sit on his lap and all that, if all that's true, or some damning reports in there of his words he said, that people convinced that he actually was involved, they're hedging their bets on that we're going to break clean, say thanks but no thank you to Trump. Now, J.D. Vance promised you're not going to prosecute him and you're going to pardon him like Ford did Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to give it to J.D. Vance. Because if they don't, 2026, they're going to lose the House and the Senate. That's why they vote like this, because they're trying to still say the House and the Senate. The groundswell in the United States was 69% of people in the country want to see the Epstein files.
I agree. I can go with that. But they want to see the Epstein file. But now, and it haven't even got there yet, but it's coming. As we get closer to these midterm elections, this medication costs, affordable health care plan, the cost of what it's going to be, it's done went up now.
Yeah.
But when it runs out in December,
But let me tell you something else, though.
Time bomb.
This thing to open the government, it runs to January 31st.
Mm-hmm. About the same time.
They lied to the Democrats, Chuck Schumer, and don't try to address that bill in December, they're going to shut it down all over again.
So let me ask you a question. If they bring it to the floor right now, just right now, they bring it to the floor based on what we see, what we've seen in the numbers of the Republicans and everything, and they know that the Epstein files are out there, wouldn't this seem like the best time to try to bring it to the floor to get the Republicans to come over and at least negotiate or come to terms?
You got to have control of what comes to the floor. That's the problem with Bill, whatever his name, Johnson, Mike Johnson, with the gavel in his hand and all his whips and this, that, and the other, and the majority leader and all this other kind of crazy stuff. They control kind of what comes to the floor. That's why he said that with Robert Massey being a Republican, bringing Epstein file to the floor, he was outdone. So the next step was a stall for a whole month. We're not going to install this woman because once we get her, she's the last vote they need to get it. And then by the time Trump saw, hey, I'm not going to win, so then he got to act like it's playing. Everybody vote for it.
So I know I'm kind of out there and I'm asking a lot of questions, Pastor, but I need to get your opinion because here's the thing. When I was on the show today and I was listening to Karen Hunter, and I said, this is a win. This is a win for the Democratic Party. This is a win for the Democratic Party. She corrected me. She said, no. So it's not a win for the Democratic Party. And Pastor, I was at a loss for words. I didn't understand what she was saying because this Epstein thing, we done got to it once again where it seems like it's Democrats. They got another thing to hold over Trump's head. Every time we get to this point right here, and as things go on, Pastor, it's like it's something coming down the road. Mm-hmm. It's another bump coming down the road. And we're never ready for it. So I wonder what could be coming down the road, Pastor, that we might as well get ready for.
Like I said, we got another shutdown coming January 31st. He's trying not to let the healthcare, Obamacare continue in the form it's in. But personally, I believe what's coming down the road is if London Bridge is falling, we're seeing the beginning of the end. Well, literally, between now and next year this time, J.D. Vance might become president of the United
States. Pastor, I know his pride. You know his pride. Let me take this one step further. Do you think the ballroom will stop with J.D. Vance in office?
No. That stuff is already in place. See, a lot of that stuff, like I said, is for attention. It's for power moves. I want my name on the Kennedy Center. I want a statue here. I want this here. I want that there. I want that. That's all about you. So, worst case scenario, he goes back to Mar-a-Lago and tries to set up a de facto government over there and try to sue our government over the fact that, he's without the president of the United States.
So all these people out there making money, his daughter, his son-in-law, his son, all those people making money on all these government contracts, going through all these procedures and all the rest of that, while the American public is starving. And this was one of the points that was brought up. I got to go back to Karen Hunter because she was on it. She was on it today. Somebody on her show say, instead of sending that $40 billion over to Argentina for that cattle, why don't we divert that $40 billion back to America and fund some of this money that we need here to keep affordable health care going, because that would cover another 2 months after the December deadline. But they won't do that. Nobody wants to bring that up to the floor. They want to let that money go to Argentina, and that money doesn't represent Americans. It doesn't do anything. You got farmers. Mike just said the peanut farmers out there complaining in Georgia. You know the cattle. You know the people that's out there in the fields. You know farmers up in Wyoming, North Dakota, all over rural America. They are in a frenzy because you know that he promised us this. The coal miners in Virginia and everything else. He promised this, but he ain't delivering.
Well, that's why I try to roll back some of the tariffs. But you can't put a Band-Aid on something that you broke. You got to put a cast on that thing. Had to go to surgery. And the surgery they need right now is remove him and put J.D. Vance in, and then let him run in 2028, and we beat him.
You know what gets me, Pastor? And I'm glad that you brought up the tariffs, because the tariffs is important. And Mike D, I'm gonna tie it back to what you're saying right now. Yeah, he's putting these tariffs on all these different countries, but I guarantee you, for every tariff that he walks back, his family got something in return.
Yeah, he already got paid.
His family got something in return. So when he walks back those different tariffs, don't think he's walking it back for everyday people like me or you. Mm-hmm. He's walking it back because his family has went out there and made a deal. Then he goes back and he comes back. They're gonna have plenty of contracts with China. Trust me. Mm-hmm. By the time he comes out of office, their ancestry is built on the back of Trump.
The art of the deal. The art of the steal.
Oh no, it's way bigger than that. It's
right, that's where he started. The art of the deal. Really, the art of the steal.
Yeah, because they getting billions of dollars. They were dumb, and I'm gonna share this with you. They were dumb when they first went in the White House, because all of them thought they could get all of these titles, and they could have access to the White House, and they could do this. Now you notice that none of his family's around them. You don't hear about them walking up to the White House, doing this, doing that. They might do it, but they're just like me and you, Pastor, going there. They're just like me and you going into the White House, Pastor. So, you know, I'm just saying they decided that they was going to make their money outside of the White House. And that's the part that we need to understand.
Yeah. Yes, sir. They gave him Saudi Arabia gave his daughter $24 million when he first became president in 2017.
See? They gave the father an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
They gave Jared Kushner $2 billion. Can you imagine $2 billion to go over there and rebuild? And I was asking in less than a week ago, why was Jared Kushner going over to Saudi Arabia, to Israel or Gaza? Well, the real reason, hell, they're giving him money like he's a government contractor over there. Yeah. So he's gonna go over there and rebuild put Trump name on everything that's over there. That they rebuilding golf courses where people were suffering with food and everything. They can't fight. Israel had already said they can't become a nation. So when they go over there, you know, he's not using his money. He's gambling with the United States of America's money. He's not using his money. He's not using Trump's money. He's using taxpayer money.
Yeah. And money for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. It's sad, but we live in a different times. I just want to say this, and I'm gonna offer this one last time, and I like the stuff that we didn't cover. I love where we went with this show. I love everything that's going on. But if you want to call in, you're welcome to call in. I'm gonna go back to the comments, 832-856-5964. If you call in, we're gonna get you on the air real quick, because I think we're gonna get out of here real soon.
Yes, sir.
I just want Mike D. I appreciate you participating with the show.
Have to bring back business to America. Remember that? No, I steal from America.
Yeah, that's gone. Mike D, you got one more comment. He's putting money. No. I ain't gonna let you say that. His family is putting money in their pockets.
No, put money in his
they ever decide to send Trump to
put money in his own pockets too. Put money in his pockets. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because he's suing. Hold on. You got somebody calling in. And then we're going to get out of here, Pastor. I'm answering. Got to go to the keypad. I got to press 1. And caller, you should be on the air. Caller. I did my part. Pastor. I know I did because I'm going to push 1 again. Caller, if you want to go on the air, you can say something right now. You can say something right now, because if you don't, if you want to call back, you're welcome to call back, because I know it's coming from the number from the show, because it comes up on my thing, and I push the proper numbers, because it say if I want to answer, push 1. So I'm going to say, Pastor. Oh, that was Mike D calling in. Mike, try, call my regular number, Mike. Call my regular number if you want to call in, if you still have it. I know I changed phones too, so if you don't have it, that's fine. But hold on, here we go.
1-832-856-5964. Call from Michael.
Mike, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir.
Can you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Hey, Pastor Reed.
How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing well. I've been sitting over here chomping at the bit, trying to figure out, hey, I got to get in here. But it's crazy because, like I said the other day, these things my grandfather spoke about when I was a 7, 8, 9, 10, 12-year-old boy. All he had to do was get in there. If you remember, Trump owns nothing. He don't own the buildings, any of that. Right. He leases his name to put on his buildings.
Yes.
Well, if he can trick the American people and to put him in the office where he can take the finances that he wants, distribute it the way he wants to, and make it look like he's doing for the American people, guess what? That's what he's doing.
Yes.
He appealed to the nature of those that will put him in place. And now, those folks are the ones suffering.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first thing they're quick to say is, oh, well, SNAP and the WIC lines and the food stamps is all minorities.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, right, I can show you the number of minorities walking through the store and those that aren't minorities worried about what they're going to feed their kids. I can show you video after video after cry, and then I can show you a school district that I work for that looked like us, predominantly, who saw it coming, and I swear I'm proud of my people, and said, no, we're going to hold our money because it's going to happen. When the shutdown hit, I feel sorry for some of those folks. But my folks that I work with, they weren't crying about it. Yeah, they're nervous because we know that trickle-down effects will affect our jobs and our children that we service.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it was those constituents that it hit the hardest. And I can tell you that that's an honest statement because a lot of people will say, oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about. If you ain't never been on it or had it, you don't know how it goes. So let me tell you what happens when the government says they're going to help you. I know everybody remembers 2005 Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
I'm a victim of Hurricane Katrina. I moved from New Orleans with my wife and my firstborn son to another state.
So Mike, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't know that you came over with that New Orleans thing because I always thought you was in Somerville, and I don't want to get off track, but I always thought you was in Somerville, and the real reason why I'm bringing that up is this, because in rural Black America, and Pastor Riggins, I know he can attest to this, those people are gonna be all right. Because they're gonna negotiate within each other. One person might have cows, one person might have a freezer full of meat and whatever in a small city, and they're gonna work it out. That's the same thing. And I keep saying that about Black people. We're so resilient. when we have problems, that we work it out. They were at a point where they could do stuff. They had got to a point where they knew that they was going to have to go to a food bank. They knew which one to go to. They might have had to drive across town or something like that. But we are a resilient group of people, and it doesn't matter how they put it, what category they put us in, and what they do. But we continue to make a difference. We continue to make a difference, and that's what I like about my people. And if you're in that group, it doesn't matter. Mike, you know, being from a small town in Somerville, Texas, you know that I got people up there, and you know that somebody's going to take care of them, don't you? Yeah. And Sean, I agree with you. I'm going to put this up. We have always been resourceful. We have always had met our needs, even if we had to go through brothers and sisters or whatever. We always was able to do that. I appreciate that. Down south, we do that. I don't know what y'all do up north, but down south, that's what we do. Pastor Riggins.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Am I lying?
You're right. We're making something from nothing, like you say. Well, we've always taken care of ourselves, but the bigger picture is Trump is running the country into the ground while he's getting fat cat.
Yeah. Everybody else suffering but Trump.
But that's what goes back to being resilient. Like I said, we lost everything. We came. The government said they were going to do, and they didn't. All the while they did for those who they felt were supposed to get, right?
Mike, the part that I didn't like about the New Orleans thing, and I'm going to bring this up, and this is the one thing that I didn't like, and I'll say this till the day I die, was that some people could escape the flood, and the only thing they had to do was walk across a bridge. And they wouldn't even let them into the next parish.
Well, you know, that is definitely
that should let you know that something ain't right. And that's Mike Johnson. That's Mike Johnson, where he's from. Hey, Mike, I'm gonna kind of wrap this up because I see Pastor had a full day in school, and don't y'all think we don't get paid over here?
What's that?
And Mike D is calling from the East Coast. Pastor's out there working with them high school kids that's probably pulling every piece of hair out of his head that he got. He's gonna be looking like me soon. All that black up there gonna be great. Them freckles gonna stretch out a little bit. He's gonna be looking like Fred Stanford.
I would leave with this.
Go ahead.
And if you just give me a second. You talk about being from a small town and resilience. I can tell you how true that is. My grandfather ran a store.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother always told him that he never had any money.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody in our little community in Centerline, Texas ever went hungry. As long as my grandmother were there.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, you can always ask people, especially the older people who are now passed on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize what kind of influence that would have.
Mm-hmm.
But now having an opportunity to kind of do that same thing,
mm-hmm.
and we're surrounding ourselves with that and the people I work around, we tend to make sure we can't stand each other a lot of times, but I've
mm-hmm.
noticed that there are times when we find ways that we'll take care of one another. I see it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing that is vocalized amongst everyone that looks like me that comes around and we have this conversation. Shoes. We just gonna wait this thing out and look out for hours.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start doing what they've been doing for years.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as resiliency goes, after 400 years of slavery, and furthermore, up until now,
mm-hmm.
we're still some of the top minds in this country.
Preach, Mike. Preach, Mike.
We're still some of the top minds in this country, still some of the most athletic, still some of the most educated. And we have to continue to push that we take that same knowledge and resilience, because everybody don't want to be a doctor. Everybody's not going to be a football player, but everybody can fix this and do that.
Mike, I don't mean to cut you short.
Like
where is raising the BR
at? That's what we gotta do.
Where?
Baton Rouge.
Say it again.
Oh, he said Baton Rouge. I'm sorry, Pastor. We got a comment that said that they was agreeing with everything that you're saying. They say, I know what you mean. I have always seen that. And he put BR. And I want to make sure he wasn't talking about somewhere in Texas or something like that. But Pastor Riggins corrected it. Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. I think that's what it is. Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Hey, you can say what you want to about the state of Louisiana. I married into a Louisiana family.
I know you did.
I was
And
raised in
the
Louisiana.
one thing that I can tell you, them people gonna stick together.
Mm.
Those, I don't care. They can be mad and fight with each other year round. But when it come time for family, hey, that's my butthole cousin. You ain't allowed to call him a butthole. You gonna fight me.
Mm.
That's
I was
one
raised in
thing
Louisiana
that
too,
is
bro.
great. And so we all have to continue to, yeah, they might not like you, but as a whole, us as black people, now y'all stay over there with that. We're gonna take care of ours. But we have to be careful about how we open the doors to others.
Yeah.
Because they don't mean us well.
And I'm gonna tell y'all
I'm
something.
done with that. I'll get off my box.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, Mike. I'm gonna expose you. See, Mike D is a preacher's son too.
Oh, yeah.
His grandfather was a preacher. Am I right, Mike?
My great grandfather, my stepfather, where my church is,
and it's still a church standing. Is it still a church standing up there with the name Moore in it in Somerville?
It doesn't have more, but it's St. James Christian Church in Lyons, Texas.
Okay,
that's my family church.
I lived in Brenham for 10 years. I know what it's at.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I'm saying that to say this.
Reverend Lewis is there now.
I'm saying that to say this. Mike is going to be like Pastor Riggins. Now you get to talking about God and asking questions. All that sleepiness that you see in Pastor Riggins it's going away because he gonna test you on it. I know he is because he gonna perk up. He gonna say, hey, this is how we do it. But one thing, while we speaking on that subject, Mike, and we're gonna get out of here. Sean, we appreciate you participating. Everybody else that's on the line, we appreciate you participating. Hopefully we didn't put you to sleep. But I just got to say this, Pastor, because there's some positive out there. As I was looking through my media out there that I look at, I'm up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning sometime, and I just don't text Pastor them because I'm up at that time. But as I was looking at it, I saw one of those posts come across my airways, and I want to stick my chest out. Guy was in the pulpit. He called anybody that's hurting from this federal missing their paychecks, anybody that's in the church, in our church that's standing here that's missing their check. They say about 200 people came up. You know what he said? He said, this group right here that's standing in front of me, he said, each one of y'all gonna get a $2,000 check from the church. And you know what I did? I said, thank God, thank God, thank God, because we always say if we can just reach one. Not everybody out there in the ministry is bad. And when you suffering, that's what they're supposed to do, Pastor. Come on, give me the word. I know you know where I'm trying to go with this. What they're supposed to do at the church. If you got a member out there suffering that can't
right, go out there, and the Bible says that you do it to the least of these, you've done it unto him. Visit the sick, visit when they're in prison, feed them when they're hungry, give them water when they're thirsty. You do it to the least of them, you did it unto Jesus.
So I'm gonna say that, and I just want to put that out there as a positive, and I'm gonna let Pastor Riggins say his prayer, and we're gonna take mercy on Pastor tonight because I see those kids didn't take no mercy on them.
Man, today, man, if due to confidentiality,
you don't have to tell us about it, Pastor. You don't think you have to do it.
I had about 5 or 6 situations. I went to work today. I earned it.
He's at high school.
No, I'm at a school, alternative school from 3rd
high school though, right?
3rd to 12th grade.
Yeah,
3rd
okay.
to 12th grade, and it's everything from assaults to vaping to defiance to fighting. That's why they're there. And they're still trying to practice it while they're there.
All right, we're gonna leave it there. We don't need to know the details, but Pastor, this is what I would like you to do. Mike D, thank you for calling in. We're getting ready to get out of here. Sean, thank you. I always enjoy your commentary and everything. Mike, even though you hung up, Mike, I want you to take your hat off, Mike, because I know you got one on. Take your hat off like I'm getting ready to do. And Pastor, go ahead and give us one of those glorious prayers that's going to take us out of here.
Well, we're glad for everybody who came on tonight. It was different. We didn't have some of our regulars to come in. and we miss BG. We're so glad.
BG.
Yeah,
Positively D. We missed her. I know she's out there listening. Yeah. I think she's trying to write a paper for a grant or something like that.
I'm so glad for Sean and for Mike contributing.
Yes.
We covered a variety of type of topics, but what we want to do is be current. We were current. What's going on tonight? Mm-hmm. A variety of things are going on at one time. Because the Trump administration is in bind right now. Mm-hmm. His approval rating is like 33%. And all that 33% that's just the MAGA people. And some of them are burning their hats. Epstein files is now going to his desk. He's trying to roll back tariffs because the economy is bad. He's lost his hold on the Republican Party. And we got a lot of work to do because we still got that election in 2026. The courts are striking down those illegal gerrymander maps. Still got a lot of work to do. So tonight, as we leave this platform, we pray, Father, we thank you for the opportunity to impact our community, our city, and our world. I might be physically a little tired, but when we talk about spiritually, we talked about influencing and politically, I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far. We come too far when we started from. Nobody told us.
Amen.
That the road would be easy.
Amen.
Don't believe he brought us this far to leave us. We thank you for staying with us, and we'll stay with you. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. And as we normally do it, Pastor Riggins starts pulling off his tie. Byron Glass gives us a deuce sign. And after he gives us a deuce sign, Byron's out.
Yes,
so
sir.
like Byron do, I'm going to put my hat on because we through praying. I'm going to say, yes, thank God, thank God, thank God. And Pastor, we out of here. Thank you for your time, Pastor. Thank you. We appreciate you. And,
yes, sir.
And y'all need to look at Pastor. Pastor got that purple working.
Wow, that looks
working.
Purple is raw.
He don't do like that every day.
Let me tell you what. Today was career day. Tomorrow I wear my Buffalo Soldier uniform. It's a week that we celebrate different things. Today was career day. So I always dress up when I go to work anyway. So they say, well, then what's your career? I say, today I'm not a pastor. I'm not a teacher. I'm a model.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
You're
so
a pastor.
I was doing
but like you model every day. You're sharp. But they just don't know you.
I'm cloudy with them, man.
Matching tennis shoes and shirts and stuff. You even got Byron Glass asking for a coat from you. So
I know, man. Yeah. So
anyway, we're gonna get out of here. We ain't
going military day. I'm gonna try to wear my Buffalo Soldier uniform.
You're gonna be hot.
It's worth it. I've worn it in June, man. I've worn it in June before.
Well, I'm talking about sitting there in that room. You're gonna be hot. You better have some. If you, I thought you said you was gonna wear your Buffalo Soldiers uniform.
Yeah, I'm worn it in June on the outside on the horse. That's when it's hot.
Woo.
Juneteenth. Yeah, but tomorrow I'll be in air conditioning.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Y'all take care. We enjoy you, and I hope you enjoy the commentary that we put out. We look forward. You'll never see me and Byron Glass or Pastor Riggins disagreeing with one another. We'll never go against each other. We might have disagree. We'll
disagree, but disagree agreeably.
But we in the end,
might have different points of view, but we always in agreement with the same purpose.
When we get ready to sign off this thing, we good.
Yes,
He'll text me in probably about 20 minutes, but I think he's gonna be sleeping about 10. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah.